What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sunkus SRT. Finally, I have some transmission parts rolling in. I received the input shaft with straight cut first and second gear. I ordered the KW, which is in this box with a straight cut 1 and 2. Ordered the KW. It's the most readily available billet input shaft for the Neon for now. Couldn't find it on Liberty, so KW it is. I have my gear set right here. In there, and you can see broken input shaft. I saw the piece broken inside the trans. I'm still in the process of trying to remove that with a magnet. If I can't get it, then I will be taking the transmission casing off. I also have a stock 1-2 fork and Real Tunes billet 3-4 fork that we'll be installing as well. So the stock one here, the Real Tunes right here. Show you all. Here's the stock one right here. Brand new stock 1-2. And here's Aaron's at Real Tune billet 3-4. Mine are pretty worn down right here. The tabs is all been eaten up pretty bad in there. I'll get a better look in here in a little bit. So I have new forks, 1 and 2, then 3 and 4. The new shaft isn't going with the billet gears, and the car should be back on the road. So I'm gonna load the gear set into the truck. I'm gonna head down to Pretty Performance in Miami. He will be swapping the input shaft for me and the gears. Thank you, Pretty. So I'm gonna load this in the truck and head down to Miami. Let's go. It's loaded in the truck. Safety first, right? So the gear set is in there. Have my input shaft box over there with the gears and then the 2 forks. This one's secured. Let's head to Miami. It is the next day. We're on the way to pick up the transmission. We're about halfway to Miami. And of course, we're about to hit some traffic. But shout out to Pretty Performance for swapping the input shaft for me. I appreciate it. He put in new forks, the input shaft, and he replaced 2 liners on the transmission because mine were burnt out. So shout out to Pretty for swapping it. And we should be there within like, I don't know, 30-40 minutes, give or take. But you gotta love the scenery coming to South Florida because look at that badass hotel over there. We just look at it. South Florida will never get old. But we're trucking away. Now we're at a bunch of red lights. So now our 40 minutes probably took longer. So we'll be there shortly to pick up the transmission.
He's got a dick for a nose. Look at that nose.
Back from Miami. Picked up a transmission from Pretty Performance. Come check out this baby. KW billet, Real Tune billet fork, and then a stock 1-2 fork. And he also put in a new 3 and 4th gear synchro liners. They were stupid bad on the car. So we replaced them, and these how they looked. Completely done. Missing half of it. That one was completely shot. Then it's the same right here for this one. Missing. So luckily Pretty had these 2 liners at his shop and he replaced them for me. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it for you swapping the input shaft for me and putting in the 1st and 2nd gear as well, and reassembling the transmission for me, replacing the liners. I appreciate it, buddy. Shout out to Pretty for this one. I was also in the process of removing the broken piece of the input shaft. I've tried countless days, just hours here and there, using a magnet, trying to get it out. Today I got frustrated, so I took the trans out. So it's got the transmission out. The beautiful spec clutch right there, that pretty spec spec twin right there. So it's got the transmission out. I'm gonna take the clutch off and just take the piece out, and I think that was the easiest route. With all the time I had spent using a magnet and trying to take that piece out with a magnet, I probably could have had the trans out and in at this point already, and the car could have been moving. But I was stubborn and didn't want to take the transmission out, so today I just got fed up with the magnet, and I took the transmission out since I got off work early today. So I got this beautiful baby. I have to run to, I can't find my Allen keys. I might have to run to the auto parts store and grab a Allen set to take off the clutch, take that piece out, realign the clutch, and then put the transmission back in. So I'm gonna run to the store and be back. In there, discs are aligned. Finally got that piece out. Finally got that stupid piece out. Fighting it forever with the magnet, didn't work out. Ended up taking the transmission out. Transmission's out, clutch is out, clutch is aligned. Gonna go back in, bolt the clutch, and I also have to I'm just gonna take off the end case right here so I could put the gear set back in, because I was fighting the gear set going in the trans last night. I was gonna assemble the trans and then put the trans up, but I was fighting it with this on, so I guess you're supposed to take this off, put the gear set in, and do that last with the end plate. So I'm going to just put the trans in naked, since it'll be lighter for me without the gear set in it, put it in naked into the car, put everything back together, take this off, put the gear set in, and then just do that last. Assemble it while it's in the car and do that last. So that'll be easier for me since it'll be lighter without the gear set in it, since I only have my Harbor Freight jack. So the piece is out. Now it's all up to me to go back together, and then the car will be done. Finally got that transmission in. Transmission is finally bolted up. The gear set is in. The end plate is on. And I put on the selector plate and the shifter cables. Everything's all sealed up. Transmission is bolted. Good to go. The hardest part is done. I ended up taking off this case, the outer case, putting the gears in, and actually it was a lot easier putting just the gears in by itself than the outer casing, than the end plate. So that's the way I did it and do it. So now tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, I will put everything else back together. Since now the hardest part is done, now I'll put everything back together. The piping, the brackets, put the battery, put the axles in. Tomorrow, hopefully I can drive it. Just finished the transmission. Tranny has fluid. Everything is there. Well, you can see. Transmission's filled. Everything's bolted. Let's give it a whirl. Wrong key. Almost got my RAM key. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Reverse. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Reverse. Got all gears. Now let's crank it. Finished the car last night. The car didn't want to go in gear. I spent hours trying to mess with different things. My mind's going crazy. They put the clutch backwards, the throttle bearing messed up. Could be this, could be that. And all day at work, just going freaking bananas trying to see the master or the slave, trying to price parts. Just going bananas all day trying to figure it out. So at the end of the day, it's like I'm gonna start with the easy stuff first. Just go with the easy stuff and then work my way up. I'm gonna try to adjust the clutch pedal. So I took the rod off, adjusted the pedal, put it back in, and the car went into gear and finally moved. So I was like, whew, thank you for that. So turned out to be simple, which usually is never simple, but in this case it worked out for me. So I have all gears, the car moved. Let's go for a test drive. Yeah, she said to come back tomorrow, right? Keep going to the battery does.
It'll save it.
Yeah, during that time lapse, I was almost done and it kept the battery done. I was putting the car back together. Test drive went awesome. Transmission shifts like butter. Shout out to Pretty Performance for assembling the gear set for me. I appreciate it. I'm going to close out this video here. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one.